Live from the Caterpillar Global Communications Center at Bradley University, this is BUTV News.
Good evening and thanks for tuning in to BUTV News. I'm Imani Shamsuddin.
And I'm Tirza Sprigella. And now the news. Dr. Fred Hord discussed the modern-day impact that Abraham Lincoln and his legacy of abolishing slavery has on the Black community at the Armstrong Lecture on February 25th. Hord's lecture was on the identity that is assigned to Abraham Lincoln, but he focused on the importance of recognizing that freedom cannot be a gift. He instead referred to the 13th Amendment as the horrible gift of freedom. By giving freedom, the process of liberation was brought to a halt. He believes that freedom is not something that can be given because all humans are born free. He feels this is crucial for the Black community to learn.
If one accepts as a Black person that freedom has been given to you, it removes what one young guy said today. He was pretty vocal. It means it takes away the agency, which gives you respect.
Hord also stressed the importance of demystifying Abraham Lincoln and to recognize his flaws as a human.
Another senior had the recital on Saturday night. Let's listen in.
Molly Corbett, a senior music education major, had her senior recital Saturday night. Molly has been singing ever since the first grade, and her recital was a way to show off how far she had come.
My senior recital is like the culmination of my own voice lessons, which I have to take every year. So like all of the work that I've done on my own solo voice versus my choral history.
With so many years as a singer, Molly has had to learn a lot of songs, some even in different languages, and this is a way to show them off.
Like you have to do a certain amount of pieces in German and Italian and French, and you have to do a certain amount of languages in your stuff.
Being a music major, Molly has a lot of practice that is involved so she can perform at her best. 2 credit hours each semester is vocal lessons, and I go once a week for an hour, and I work with a teacher, and you go and you work on a piece. You work on about 6 a semester. You memorize them and you work through them and make them the best that they can be. Molly says music is a way to connect with people around the world. That is why she wants to go into music education.
I want to be a music teacher. Yeah, I love music, and I think that music is a language that all humans share and all humans connect to, and I think that that's really interesting.
The next event for the music department is on March 10th. For BUTV News, I'm Trey Gilliland.
The Garrett Center for Diversity and Inclusion believes cultural awareness is a patient change on campus. They have made developments on campus to include different aspects and opportunities. Now they are making strides to promote the inclusion of cultures on campus and in the Peoria community. We talked to Norris Chase, Executive Director of the Garrett Center, about his thoughts on diversity and inclusion on Bradley's campus and how his office is implementing new steps.
We also provide students with direct and very intimate access to communities and campus resources, which are 2 very important things to have if you plan on staying in college and ultimately graduating.
The Garrett Center realizes that being patient is key with pushing for inclusion and diversity on campus, but offering programs and help from the community is a key step forward in making change.
The Convergence Center is the upcoming business and engineering complex here at Bradley University, scheduled to be completed by 2020. The Convergence Center's business section is near completion, while the engineering side of the complex is still undergoing additional work. Caterpillar College of Engineering and Technology Dean Lex Akers is one of the officials that has overseen the organization of this construction. He believes the complex will be great for campus interaction, aside from the education resources it will provide.
We've designed it so it has wide hallways, lots of natural light, lots of areas for people to get out and interact with students and faculty.
The complex will be more than 200,000 square feet, making it one of the biggest buildings on campus. Almost 80% of the construction is done, and demolition of Jobst Hall will begin this summer.
The revamped intersection at Main Street and University Avenue is approaching its 5-year anniversary. Peoria officials plan the award-winning diagonal crosswalk to cut down on traffic congestion and pedestrian injuries and officially finish the upgrades in May of 2014. The $2.2 million crosswalk at the intersection has drawn criticism online, with Peoria residents complaining of wait times that make the crossing one to avoid. Some Bradley students don't think the pedestrians are the issue.
I don't believe so. I believe it's just the tightness of the area and the car traffic through Main Street and Bradley University that causes the congestion rather than the pedestrians.
City engineer Scott Reyes says the changes to University and Main aim to reduce traffic flow by 35%. The upgrades were completed by Terra Engineering.
Bradley accounting students will take part in the IRS Volunteer Income Tax Assistance Program for the 2nd year in a row. 60 students will prepare tax returns for lower-income individuals this year, up from last year's total of 30. Over 800 tax returns are expected to be filled this season. Bradley Assistant Professor of Accounting Bill Bailey runs the IRS certification course for students. He says the demand for tax support is high in the local area and volunteers are needed.
We have a poverty rate, about half of the families are below the poverty line, and so there's a lot of demand. We've got maybe a 20% unemployment rate, so there are a lot of families that could use this assistance.
Sessions are held at MEE Tech in South Peoria, but Bailey said Bradley may become a session host following the completion of the Business and Engineering Complex. In recent news, the Anime Club has just finished a couple of series and are starting 2 new ones this week. But more importantly, what does the Anime Club provide if one were to join? Let's find out. Every Friday night at Olin Hall, room 218, the club meets around 6 p.m. to discuss just about anything. They play a variety of games that can be either Smash Bros, Soul Calibur, Tekken, you name it. If the club doesn't offer what you usually play, they'll certainly have something that'll pique your interest. Starting at 7 is when they begin their annual showings, which ends around 11. These shows also consist of a variety of different genres, from action and thriller to comedy. Remember, they're selecting new anime to watch this week, so be sure to choose some for the group to watch.
There is an increasing need to understand and empathize with others who are different from ourselves. Bradley's Intercultural Exchange Club, or IEC, focuses on learning about different cultures and nationalities around the world. IEC exec members are excited for a number of events this semester. One is a collaborative event called BU World Culture Night, where students can learn about other cultures by tasting their food. This event takes place on March 8th, followed by the IEC World Cup soccer tournament on the 9th. Both events are focused on raising awareness about various countries.
We work with the different cultural organizations to actually try to get them to work together, because usually they don't really work together at all. So it's just kind of like bringing everybody together and, sharing our culture.
IEC meets every other Thursday from 8:30 to 9:30 p.m. in the GCC. Come out and support intercultural exchange by attending their events this semester.
When it comes to politics on campus, Bradley University's College Democrats create a platform for students to talk, debate, and gain knowledge about current events and politicians that captivate our world today. Every month on the first Monday, the College Democrats meet and discuss current events and even attend events like the President's Day Dinner, in which Governor J.B. Pritzker made a guest appearance and spoke in front of Bradley's Democrats. Senator Dick Durbin and Tammy Duckworth also made appearances. The College Democrats are excited for the events planned the rest of the year and want to continue to grow throughout Bradley.
We kind of act as a bridge between the local community here in Peoria for the Democratic Party and for the students.
you are interested in joining, the College Democrats will be at the Activities Fair in the fall 2019 semester.
After a short commercial break, we will see if I will soon be able to leave my home without feeling the blistering cold winds of winter.
And we will also hear about the latest in entertainment. Thank you for watching.
So good to see you guys. So, what's up?
Oh, we finally bought a place.
Holy cow.
You seriously have enough saved to do that?
We've been putting a little aside each month.
Jeez, at the end of the month, we have nothing left to save.
Yeah, I have no idea where it goes.
Well, you're spending a lot on...
Is it good?
Oh, God.
Oh, how is my account overdrawn?
When it comes to financial stability, don't get left behind. Get tools and tips for saving at feedthepig.org.
For too long, there's been too much silence.
We've stepped back when we should have stepped up.
We lack the bravery to have the tough conversations.
It stops now.
It stopped with us.
As campus leaders, we recognize that sexual assault is a real problem.
And it's time to take action.
We're standing together as a community because this issue affects all of us.
And we can only end it if we are braver together.
Starting now, we don't look the other way. We make it a move and do something.
Before it's too late.
We promote a culture of respect for all students.
We say something even when it's easier to remain silent.
We stand up for survivors.
We never blame them.
We hold our friends, our leaders, our teammates,
and ourselves accountable for our actions.
And when we see something wrong, we're brave enough to interrupt. We say something.
We do something.
We watch out for each other.
Always.
Being a Bradley Brave means
ending the silence.
Together, we can work to end sexual assault and rape culture in our community.
Together, we can do the right thing.
Together, we can do the brave thing. Make your move and stand with us.
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 And we can all be braver together.
Okay, so don't you agree that when you walk out your door, you want it to be a little warm outside?
Yeah, Tegan, when is it going to stop snowing?
You know, I wish I had that answer for you. So Groundhog's Day was last month now. It's been over a month, and the groundhog apparently didn't see a shadow, which was supposed to call for an early spring, but I think that groundhog was lying there. So let's go ahead and talk about the weather. Obviously, it's still cold. If you guys can see right there on the radar, we're not really seeing any snow or rain, just lots of fog and just overcast. But don't be fooled, because I think that there's going to be some snow coming in within the next day. And apparently, there's supposed to be a huge snowstorm coming in tomorrow, actually. So if you want to go ahead and look at the temperature map there, it is still really cold. It's all blue, which is just disgusting and kind of depressing still, because we're going into the second week of March, and we're still around the 33 degree, 32 degree. So we, once again this week, have not moved up any further from last week. And now on to our 5-day forecast over here. As I said over there, originally with the radar, tomorrow we're supposed to be seeing some snow, which I'm not happy about, and I'm sure that you guys aren't either. I definitely was not expecting to walk to my class and have there be snow on the grounds. And then going in as well, there's supposed to be mostly cloudy this weekend. Maybe a little bit of sun will come out on Friday. But then going into next week on Monday, hopefully we're going to start to see some more sun. And maybe, hey, next week we'll have some warmer weather. So that is it and all I have for you guys today. I hope it gets warmer for you guys. But, hey, spring break is coming up soon. So I'm going to go ahead and give it now to your entertainment news with Misa Nagase.
Leaving Neverland aired on HBO Sunday, shaking many with its harrowing account of two men who say Michael Jackson sexually abused them as children. The documentary follows Wade Robson and James Safechuck, who say their abuse started at the ages of 7 and 10. The boys admired Jackson, who were lured in by the promise of fame. Jackson's Neverland Ranch was a compound in California, complete with arcade, an amusement park, exotic animals, and a train station. The Neverland Ranch was an optimal place for the abuse to take place, as it was a wonderland for children and an easy place to hide from adults. Some fans of Jackson are defending him on Twitter, while others are speaking out in support of Robson and Safechuck. The grueling documentary has the potential to reshape Jackson's legacy for years to come. In the pilot episode of Portlandia, two people out to dinner ask their server about the organic bona fides of the chicken they're about to order. The server promptly assures them that the chicken was happy, healthy, and pulls up a bio of the chicken. He even has a name, Colin. However absurd this joke is, it is now becoming a reality. A Chinese insurance company has now fitted 100,000 chickens with GPS trackers. The GPS would allow consumers to know everything about the chicken they are buying. Buyers will have access to the food the chicken ate, if it was free roaming, and every step it ever took in its life. However ridiculous these GPS chickens sound, there is an increasing awareness about the perks of sustainable farming and happy animals. Consumers will pay premium price for organic, cage-free ingredients. So if people will pay for it, why not? Perhaps just as absurd as technological chickens is a gathering of nearly 3,000 people, all painted blue. Thousands of people gathered in southwest Germany in mid-February to break the world record for the largest group of people dressed as Smurfs. In order to be counted, participants were not allowed to show any skin that was not blue. They could be dressed as Papa Smurf, Smurfette, or other normal Smurfs. 200,762 Smurfs showed up at the event. The Record Institute for Germany gave the group a certificate and recognized the group on their website. Guinness World Records has yet to confirm the record.
Okay, so there was a lot going on today for entertainment, but okay, chickens with GPSs, blue Smurfs. What's happening, bro? What's happening?
I don't know.
The world is a crazy place.
As long as I have my Chick-fil-A nuggets, I'm gonna be good. So.
With trackers in it. Up next, we will see if a potato bar is as gross as it sounds.
And we will hear from the director of Bradley's Silent Sky. I really appreciate your patronage. Ooh.
For too long, there's been too much silence.
We've stepped back when we should have stepped up.
We lack the bravery to have the tough conversations.
It stops now.
It stopped with us.
As campus leaders, we recognize that sexual assault is a real problem.
And it's time to take action.
We're standing together as a community because this issue affects all of us.
And we can only end it if we are braver together.
Starting now, we don't look the other way. We make it a move and do something.
Before it's too late.
We promote a culture of respect for all students.
We say something even when it's easier to remain silent.
We stand up for survivors.
We never blame them.
We hold our friends, our leaders, our teammates,
and ourselves accountable for our actions.
And when we see something wrong, we're brave enough to interrupt. We say something.
We do something. We watch out for each other.
Always.
Being a Bradley Brave means
ending the silence.
Together, we can work to end sexual assault and rape culture in our community.
Together, we can do the right thing.
Together, we can do the brave thing. Make your move and stand with us.
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 And we can all be braver together.
Tater time. Pi Beta Phi had a build-your-own baked potato bar last Friday. They allowed people to come in and add their own toppings to a baked potato. As well as having drinks, Pi Phi was raising money for their philanthropy. Lead Achieve. The philanthropy support literacy initiatives to motivate people to enjoy reading and make a more prolific society. Pi Phi held a variety of philanthropic events throughout the week, including Pie a Pi Phi, cookie delivery, and of course, the potato night. Their efforts were met with plenty of involvement from students on campus. They are thankful for all the support. Their superb Spud Supper. Now it's time for an interview with Cheers Sprigella.
Thanks, Imani. I really appreciate you. Bradley's theater department is returning once again with a new play. This year's play is called Silent Sky and is based on the true story of Henrietta Leavitt, an astronomer at Harvard in the early 20th century. Here to tell us more about the play is its director, Trevor Beatty.
Hello, hello.
Hi, Trevor. Could you tell us what the play is about?
Yeah, so like you said, the play is about Henrietta Leavitt, who was a woman at the beginning of the 20th century who wanted to be an astronomer in a time when women were not allowed to be astronomers. But regardless, she pushed ahead and let her passion drive her and ended up working for the Harvard Observatory and came up with the math that allowed us to measure the distance to the stars and is essentially responsible for the discovery that the universe is much larger than our Milky Way galaxy, that there's billions of universes out there. So kind of like a Hidden Figures kind of story.
Awesome. So why was this play specifically chosen?
I mean, there are a variety of factors. They asked me if I wanted to direct last spring during finals in May, and I read a bunch of stories, and I picked this play because it was one of the most visceral experiences I had had from just reading a play's script. But obviously there's a lot of important things about, you know, it's a very topical piece with a lot of the social movements that are going on in our world today, but it's also a beautiful piece. It's about passion. It's about finding where you belong in the world. It's about finding out what life is about. And so there's a lot that goes into it.
That's good to hear. So were there any challenges while directing this play?
I mean, absolutely. It's my first time directing, so, you know, it was kind of like flying blind a little bit. You get into the process started when I read the play in late June of the summer, and then I did my work, and we had production meetings starting in November. And I think the thing that surprises me or challenged me the most is just the questions that you don't expect to answer. Things as small as, you know, what kind of food do you want at your opening night reception and stuff like that. So the biggest challenge was just the fact that I didn't know what the experience was going to be like, that this was my first time going through something like this and figuring out how to navigate that.
Okay, that's awesome. When and where will this play be performed?
The play is performed at the Hartman Center, which is the castle-looking building on campus. I know a lot of students don't know where it is. It's right before you get to Lydia's statue, right in front of Bradley Hall. It's performed there. And we have performances this Thursday through Sunday. Thursday, Friday, Saturday are 7:30 shows, and the Sunday show is at 2 o'clock. It's a matinee.
Thank you. Thank you so much for doing this for us.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you, Trevor.
It's no secret that the world of careers in sports is a male-dominated field. Bradley University hosted a Women in Sports panel to network, answer questions, and share advice on taking advantage of a career in athletics as a woman. This is an annual event at Bradley that encourages women looking for opportunities in the sports world. The event began with conversation to open up networking and ended with a question and answer segment on how to get your foot in the door. To step into the shoes of a sports professional, we spoke to panelist and Senior Associate Athletic Director for Academics and Student Development, Jen Jones.
Well, you know, I think it's really interesting when you're a woman looking for opportunities in this field. It's important to glean information from really anyone you can, male or female, about their experiences, different routes that they have taken to get where they are today.
The event attracted a lot of people and serves as a great way for women in the sports world to share stories and tips for students interested. Soon, we will see what has our sports anchor, Larry Larson, on Cloud 9.
But not before a quick word from our sponsors. We are only here because of viewers like you. Thank you.
Hey, it's Ava, and this is Tess from Vivo's Do It Yourselfie, where we recreate the hottest looks from today's biggest music videos.
After cleaning out our closet, we have a lot of clothes we don't wear anymore.
Like this old t-shirt.
It's not garbage, it's actually a brand new rug.
And to make it, all you need to do is cut, tie, and glue.
Cut the t-shirt into strips.
Tie the strips into knots.
And glue the knots to the bath mat. I love it. Give your garbage another life.
And recycle.
There's one thing you can never have sex without.
It's not something you buy.
Or something you take.
In fact, there's only one way to get it.
It has to be given to you, freely.
It's consent.
Because sex without it isn't sex.
It's rape. Consent.
If you don't get it, you don't get it. It's on us to stop sexual assault.
Learn how and take the pledge at itsonus.org.
Oh! Checking your fantasy league?
Nah, just my 401k statement.
Nice. Where'd you find the money for that?
I just been saving a little every month.
I can't seem to save anything.
Well, what about all this? What about the money you're spending?
What money? It's gone before I can get my hands on it.
I got a pizza for a Todd.
Hey, can somebody spot me?
When it comes to financial stability, don't get left behind.
It's 547.
Get tools and tips for saving at feedthepig.org.
Hey, Amani, quick question. What month is it?
It's March, which means March Madness is coming up. I know that.
Yes, it is. And you know me, I'm really excited about March Madness. But first, we're going to get into a little Arch Madness action, which is the MVC tournament. So we'll start with men's basketball. After taking down Valparaiso in the team's final home game of the 2018-2019 campaign, the men's basketball team looked to finish the conference schedule with a win at Loyola Chicago. Now, quick, before we roll the highlights, the first highlight we show may be disturbing to some audiences. Viewer discretion is advised. Let's roll the tape. It was senior night for national semifinalists Clayton Custer and Marcus Towns, some real talent graduating for Loyola. Early in the first, Lukeman Lundy, with little regard for human life, soars over his defender. That dunk landed in the top 5 on SportsCenter top 10 for a very good reason. Look at that. Wow, just exciting. Loyola with the response. Marcus Towns drives, takes the contact, gets the bucket and the foul. He flexed all over Bradley with 26 points. Bradley didn't go down without a fight as D'Lo finds Darryl Brown. He tickles the tether on the three-pointer there. And Loyola gets the ball moving. Lucas Williamson with a nice save as Krutwig finds Ugwak for the dunk. Loyola's bench had a lot to cheer about as they took the victory 81-68. Despite the loss, the team finished the season with a commendable 9-9 record in the MVC after an 0-5 start. It was announced Tuesday that a few Braves were honored as all-conference athletes. Sophomore Elijah Childs was named third-team all-conference, junior Darryl Brown was named second-team, and junior Nate Cannell was named 6th man of the year. Bradley will battle number 4 seed Missouri State in the first round of the MVC tournament on Friday. Tip-off is at approximately 2:30. The women's basketball team looked to continue to solidify their already successful season at home this weekend. After losing their first game versus last place Valparaiso, the women had revenge on the brain. Valpo came to play again as Allison Schofield gets the long ball to go for the Crusaders. Valpo continued to shoot well all throughout the game as Meredith Hamlet drills another 3 right here. Valparaiso shot the lights out from beyond the arc. The Braves stuck around, of course, as Chelsea Brackman in the post goes to work. Easy layup, easy money. Later on, Tatum Koenig dishes over to fellow freshman Laisha Petrie, who fakes, drives, stops, shoots, and scores. Laisha would have 21 points on the night. The Braves would come out victorious 87-76. The Braves would look to make it 3 wins in a row on senior day versus Loyola. Let's take a look at those highlights. Kaboom enjoyed the busy weekend of women's basketball at Renko, as did the home team. Shunsari Kent, blink and you might miss her. She flies by and lays it off the glass. Loyola fighting for the offensive rebound, and Jasmine Covington comes down and gets the second chance bucket. She had 6 points. Vanessa Markert in the post for the Braves. Double teamed, no problem for her on her senior night as she knocks down the turnaround jumper. The Ramblers get another one to go from long range, but Laisha Petrie says anything you can do, I can do better, and she knocks down a 3 of her own. The Braves would come out on top for their 3rd win in a row, 71-59. You may know the name Petrie because of Bradley women's basketball freshman standout Laisha Petrie, but you should also get familiar with Mari Petrie. Mari is signed to play with her sister for the 2019-2020 season. Mari will take the court with her sister and the rest of the Bradley women's basketball team next year. Laisha is expecting to feed her sister off the court and on the court.
Me and Mari make each other better, and we play really well off of each other. She has strengths that are my weaknesses, and I have strengths that are her weaknesses. She's a really good ball handler, and she's better going to the basket. As I am, I think I'm a better shooter.
Mari will once again be side by side with her sister, who has had an outstanding freshman campaign for the Bradley team. The women's team is 10-6 in Valley play with 2 more games left.
That's a lot in women's sports. I love it.
Yeah, they are having a great season. Laisha might be MVC Freshman of the Year.
That's awesome. After this final break, I will tell you what events are coming up here at Bradley.
And we will have a special performance by Lady Rose. Seriously, you guys mean the world to me.
It's harder whenever there's a bigger group. Pretty much a good day for me would be people leaving their hands off of me. I'm always called names. Everywhere that I go, there's always someone calling me names, calling me gay. I've been choked, thrown up against a wall, punched. Nobody's ever tried to help me.
When you're out there, there's no telling what you'll find.
I see it, I see it! Oh, look at you.
There are some moments only the forest can inspire. Find yours at discovertheforest.org.
Welcome back, everyone. Let's find out what's coming up here at Bradley. Join us for Kappa Delta's Shamrock 5K Color Run. The run will start at 9 a.m. behind of Markin. There is a 5K option for $20 or a 1 mile option for $10. The color portion of the run will take place on Fredonia. It's going to be a great event. On Tuesday, March 12th, make sure to check out a concert from Bradley Symphonic Band. The concert will begin at 7:30 at Dingledine Music Center. It costs $5, but if you are a student, it's free of charge. And if you find yourself in the United States or Canada this Sunday, remember it's daylight savings time. This means spring forward. We will all lose an hour of sleep on March 10th. So get ready to enjoy a day filled with changing every clock you own. And if you're coming to us from Europe, don't feel dismayed. You will get to experience this wonderful holiday in 3 weeks. Well, that's it for BUTV News this week. I'm Imani Shamsuddin.
I'm Larry Larson.
I'm Misa Nagase.
I'm Keegan Burkhart.
And I'm Tirza Sprigella. We leave you tonight with a performance by Lady Rose. See you soon, and don't forget, be brave.
On the edge of the world, got nothing left to give, nothing left to take, so I fall. Got too much on my mind. just wish I could get lost in time. I just need a push in the right direction. I just need a push.